Hello boys and girls, we're going to do a quick Mmac table worker instructional video. Okay, now first off let me start by telling you, you probably have the most important job in the entire tournament. Literally the entire flow of the whole tournament rests on how smoothly the matches run, how consistently they run, and how fast everything sort of gets moved on through. And I don't mean fast as in rushing people through, I just mean no pauses in the action. Literally the faster we can get everybody on the mats and run their matches through and get them on home to their days and doing whatever it is they do when they do what they do, the happier they will all be. And a wonderful little perk of that is that that gets you home a lot sooner to on to your Saturday night to get funky or get freaky or freaky funky, whatever it is you do. So now, with that said, when you show up at your station at the tournament, you're going to meet this table and some of these items. Okay, the first thing you're going to find is, first off, the table with a cheat sheet on it. That's going to help you with if you need to know information about the division, if you need any information about the rules or the time limits of the matches, and so on. Okay, you're going to find a table worker's supply box. That's going to have a time's up flag for throwing at your referee when the time is up. Leg and wristbands to coordinate one of the competitors with the referee so you know who he or she is giving points to. And a notebook to keep track of what we call advantages. You're going to find a score wheel, a timer, a microphone, and a bracket logbook. Okay? And that's basically your entire setup and set of tools. Okay, now once the tournament starts, okay, somebody's going to bring you a stack of brackets, all right, for whatever division starts first. Usually we start kids gi, so they'll bring you a stack of brackets for kids gi. What you're going to want to do is enter that into the book in order into kids gi, and then throughout the course of the day, as you bring in more brackets for the different divisions, you're going to want to add that in there as organized as you can possibly keep it. And that will really help you keep everything sort of running smooth and kill a lot of confusion that can come up from brackets being scattered all over the table. Okay? So, once you get your brackets, you're going to want to call out all your competitors for your first bracket. These microphones are your friend. Please, please, I beg you, use them proud and loud and whatever and all that fun stuff and everything. Do not be bashful with them. Do not be shy. This is your time to shine. Get in there, use these microphones, call out your brackets. Okay, while they're coming and while you're getting those people, organized and congregating and get your first people on the mat, go ahead and call out the people for your next bracket. The more people you can get staged and ready to go, the more chances you're going to have of keeping the action moving. And the more you keep the action moving, the happier everybody's going to be. And like I said, the faster you're going to get home. Okay? So once you have your competitors at the table, okay, basically, the referee is going to start the match. You're going to set your timer. There's instructions on the timer that tells you how to set it. As he awards points, you're going to give it to the appropriate competitor. One thing that's important to keep track of here is that these numbers are reversed. So the single digits over here on the left and the multiples of 10 are on the right, which is the opposite. So in order to award somebody a point, on your side it's going to read 10. And it's just one little thing to keep track of. But the referee will help you out with things, and again, the important thing is just keep everything moving, keep all the competitors happy, keep the flow going. If for some reason you run out of brackets at your table and you see the ring next to you still has matches running, grab a bracket from them, bring it over here, get on this microphone, call those people out, and get them over here and run that bracket over here. The more consistent we can keep all the rings moving the entire time, the better off everything's going to be for everybody. One thing that is super important is to turn these microphones off every time you turn them on. These microphones, for example, may or may not be the ones that we're using when you're working. But these microphones, for example, you have to hold the button down for a count of 3. Which you want to be patient and do every single time. Figure out whatever it takes to turn your microphone off, because if you leave it on, you will get tremendous amounts of ambient background noise, which really just makes the whole tournament mentally confusing. So again, just use these things loud and proud, turn them off every time, do whatever you can to keep the brackets moving, the rings moving, the matches going. and flowing, and let's try and do our best to make it a great experience for all the competitors and for us as well. Thanks, everybody. Hey guys and gals, one quick little bit of bonus information I want to talk about real quick is things that might stall out the tournament and how to not let that happen. You're going to encounter something called a bye, for example, and let's say we have an odd number of people in this bracket. Let's say it's the kids bracket and we have young Bobby, young Billy, and let's say young Gilchrist. Bobby and Billy, of course, will be the first match, and they'll compete, and the winner will move forward. Let's say it's Bobby. Now, Gilchrist has nobody to compete against in the first round, so by default, he'll get what's called a bye. Sometimes it just happens, and it's sheerly by the order in which people get entered into the bracket by chance. Now, of course, Bobby and Gilchrist will compete to see who the winner is, but Bobby just competed 2 seconds ago, so Bobby's going to need some rest time. So here's where some problems come in sometimes, because people will sit and they'll stall and they'll wait and they'll let the ring die waiting for Bobby to rest. What you want to do in this scenario is you want to go ahead and just flip to your next bracket and grab your first couple of competitors and run a match of that bracket or 2 matches of that bracket or whatever it takes for young Bobby to be ready to compete again. We don't want to rush him. We don't want to beat him up, but we also don't want to let the tournament stop and die out. Now, that is one scenario, or maybe, you call on the microphone and you're waiting for somebody that hasn't showed up yet. Whatever the circumstances is, you never really want to sit and wait. You want to go ahead and run more matches. Now, of course, in this circumstance, just so you have the information on buys, let's say little Bobby moved ahead, or whoever does move ahead will dictate how the rest of this match goes and who competes and what decides second and third. But your referee will help you out with that. The most important thing that you need to know and that will be helpful to you is, regardless of what stalls you out or regardless of what you're waiting for, you always want to just go ahead and grab the next couple of competitors from the next bracket, or skip those 2 people in a bracket and move on to the next 2, and just whatever it takes to keep the ring moving as best as possible without losing track of what you're doing. And that's about it. And thanks very much, everybody. Appreciate you.